Welcome back to YouTube, guys. It's Rahul. You're hanging out with me today, and we're going to go over some fun decks from this weekend. And we're going to start off with Altaria Stall. It's a deck that I guess has kind of gotten out of the format because Decidueye has just been strictly better, but Altaria has been kind of making a splash this weekend. And let's take a look at what the deck did and how the deck performed. But before that, remember to hit the subscribe button. I've got a really cool video coming out. If you want to learn anything about the Pokemon trading card game, it's going to be a really in-depth video. It's a little bit of a teaser what you guys get. I've worked on the script already. I've worked on what I want to do. I just have to kind of get the ball rolling on all the moving pieces. So be sure to subscribe, and I hope you guys definitely show me some love on that video. I can't wait to put the work into it and make sure it looks great. So let's move into the deck profile, shall we? Deck features Altaria. It's what the whole deck is centered around. It has the ability Miraculous Charm, prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks from your opponent's Pokemon V and Pokemon GX. Now, it does have a 1 retreat cost, so you can't just freely pivot between Altarias, and the attack is speed dive for 60 for a double colorless, so you are not doing too much damage per turn, but you are eventually going to add up the damage that you need to do and get where you need to be, especially when things can't really attack you. So there's a 4/4 line of that. There's 3 copies of Gormandize Snorlax, which lets you simply set up your board. It's probably going to be your best early game starter, simply to deal with early game Marnies, simply to get your board up and rolling. Yeah, you have 1 copy of Snack Search Munchlax for the late game and mid game to put back resources that you might need, just to get like energies back, just to get back like boss's orders or ways to stall, especially. You play 1 copy of Kangaskhan that has the attack Rally Back, which I think is really cute, because Rally Back does 120 if you were knocked out on the previous turn. Both cards like Powerful Energy as well as Twin Energy you're attacking very easily to clean up, something that could be a potential threat. And then you could also power up a hammer and if you need to. So it's kind of your one answer to do a lot of damage out of nowhere. You also play 1 copy of Bench Barrier Mew because Bench Snipe is really annoying for a lot of decks, especially this one. There's 2 copies of Evolution Incense and 2 copies of Level Ball. Definitely help you get your early game rolling and the ball rolling to find the cards that you need. There's 4 copies of Lillie's Pokédoll, like any stall deck or any wall style deck. You need to be able to find these pieces to kind of keep the game going until you can actually get set up. The early game is always the scariest, obviously. There's 4 copies of Quick Ball. Really strong card, obviously, to get all the things you need. 1 copy of Ordinary to kind of recycle our Pokemon, especially not really the energy because we're playing a lot of special energy comparatively. And then there's 4 copies of Bird Keeper, 3 copies of Cynthia Caitlin, 4 copies of Marnie, as our draw supporters. All of these cards kind of help us in different ways to get cards up and rolling. The Bird Keeper lets us pivot all our Altaria into like the Snorlax or the Altaria into another Altaria and just keep trying cards. The Cynthia and Caitlin lets us recycle some of these supporters that we want to use over and over again, like the Skyla, maybe the Mallow Lana, maybe the boss's orders. And then the Marnies are great to disrupt our opponents constantly while we're doing this 60 damage, this maybe 80 damage. We're just chipping away at our opponent while we're constantly disrupting them from finding their pieces that they need to maybe break through our Miraculous Charm. But a lot of decks are not playing answers to that right now. So, yeah. There's 1 copy of Mallow Lana to heal. It's mostly to switch. I don't think we're healing this 110 HP guy anytime soon. We have a copy of Skyla to find some of these pieces that we need to find. There's 3 copies of Boss's Orders, obviously to stall, kind of pick off pieces we need. There's 3 copies of Big Charm, not Skyla again. There's 3 copies of Big Charm because 110 HP does not always get us where we need to be. So Big Charm putting us at 140 does make it so cards like Greninja GX cannot shred through, and Volcanion cannot shred through what we need to be doing. So it does give us an out to heal with Mallow Lana or just simply stay alive a little bit longer. Big Parasol, as long as the Pokemon this card is affected to, and the active spell prevent all effects of attacks from your opponent's Pokemon done to this Pokemon. So this also does prevent cards like Greninja GX, I believe. So you can't shred through all effects because it prevents all effects of the attack. So it kind of cancels itself out. There's 4 copies of Capture Energy because our early game is reliant heavily on finding our other basics and not getting benched out. The quicker we get set up, the quicker we can actually play the game, and our opponents might just concede and leave. There's 4 copies of Powerful Energy. It's actually a really cute card because it gets us 20 extra damage, so now our 60 damage attack could be doing 80, could be doing 100, and that will just accelerate the speed of the game, giving our opponents less time to actually play the game. And there's 3 copies of Twin Energy, which allows us to just simply attack for the attachment of the Twin Energy. So very simple, straightforward deck. We can also even attack with Body Slam if we need to at some point, which is really funny. We can. So let's get into some games and see how the deck works. Into a game against Roggen God with an EV deck box and some of the Hidden Fates sleeves. Kind of flexing. We obviously want to go first, always, I think. because we're an evolution style deck, getting a capture energy is really strong. This hand is pretty nuts. We have double Swablu opener. We have a Level Ball and Evo Incense to follow for the following turn. We also have Lillie's Poké we can put down, and we can also very comfortably capture energy into the Gormandize. Looks like we're up against Rapid Strike Urshifu. So the question is, does he go ahead and play... does he go ahead and play Phoebe? If he plays Phoebe and multiple ways to recycle it, then we're in trouble for sure. But if that's not the answer, then we can kind of run away with this game pretty freely. And the reason this deck is also really good is because a lot of decks do not actually play copies of Phoebe. So when it comes to something like Pikarom, Luke Metal, Scorch, like a lot of these decks are like kind of free-ish matchups, Victini VMAX, so you can kind of just roast through these matchups. And yes, if like a Eternatus deck plays copies of Phoebe, they play one copy of Phoebe and a Palpad usually, so they can get through two things, but they can't get through more than that. And they can probably set up like Spiritombs and things like that, but you can keep bossing and bringing stuff up and just being really annoying. So he's playing a more slow build, it looks like. So this actually works out super in our favor, so we're going to go ahead and grab the Mew off the bat. I just think it's just worth it to get it. We're going to go ahead and put the Pokédoll down. Capture energy. Let's grab ourselves this guy to get some cards into our hand. Okay, things are looking good for us. I don't think I need the Big Parasol this game. So I'm going to go ahead and put that here just to thin out of the hand. Our hand is actually pretty insane. We guarantee 2 more attackers for the next turn, or 2 more walls at the very least. And we get to draw up to 7 cards. And that's the power of why Snorlax is so insane. All of a sudden, this hand is probably one of the scariest hands to face down for a lot of decks. Because yeah, I'm not doing a ton of damage. Yeah, I'm not posing a lot of threat. But I'm also prohibiting you from playing the game you want to play. So he's got a Stone Energy. That's going to make our eventual one-shot, I guess, plan a lot longer. Marnie comes down. This is to be expected. We are not taking any damage, actually, even though he switched this turn, because he's playing the promo Rapid Strike Urshifu. Very strange that he is, so we'll see what the reasoning behind it could be. We have a Cynthia Caitlin in hand to draw some cards. Not bad. We'll go ahead and Cynthia Caitlin to start the turn. I would just quick ball for another Swablu if I can, also, I think. Not ideal, so let's get rid of a Pokédoll. Let's grab another Swablu. We're just going to go ahead and draw some more cards. We're going to go Big Charm here. Powerful Energy here. We're going to split the 2 cards to create a threat. Now, he can Gale Thrust and kill either Swablu, but he has to do 2 pivots in the same turn, which is a little bit tricky. He will probably go for the Mew regardless, though. Yeah, see, the Mew is probably going to be the target. So this is where we want to start looking for our copy of... This is where we're going to start looking for our copy of Ordinary Rod to kind of recycle that. If he gets another Marnie off this turn, it'd be really unfortunate. But our hand is pretty good. Our hand is actually like incredibly loaded. We're going to go ahead and start setting up with... Like, I have, once again, access to 2 Altarias in my hand. Or 1 Altaria, sorry, and a Level Ball. So I can drop a Pokédoll, I can go Altaria onto the Swablu, attach the Twin Energy, start attacking as quickly as possible, Big Charm the other one, and I can go ahead and Cynthia Caitlin and draw some more cards. Our opponent is continuously drawing cards here. He's probably going to go for just like a Sonic Legs and Spread, possibly. That actually might just be the better play than actually evolving into the VMAX. Because if you go to the VMAX, the only way you one-shot this turn is to discard energy. I don't think you want to do that in any world. I think discarding energy this turn is just a mistake. So I think if you're my opponent, you just want to go ahead and use the Sonic Legs attack, hit here, and then spread 2020. Kind of setting up for what the late game could bring you. And then if you're me, we're going to go ahead and just draw cards. I have no qualms about this play. He actually went ahead and evolved into the VMAX. And so now he has to realize that the only way he knocks out Mew is by going G-Max Rapid Flow, but at that point you're pitching 3 cards off the board, and he doesn't. Okay. That's 1. That's 2. That's all the Altaria we do have in the deck, unfortunately, because the other ones are prized. So we're going to simply Cynthia Caitlin here. We're just going to go into our stall mechanic here, attach another Big Charm, and pass. We're just going to make the game a little bit tough for him now, because he can't attack into the active unless he plays a copy of Phoebe. He can't attack the bench. He actually can attack with Waterfall, if he starts powering this up, which is something that I don't think he notices that he can do. But if he starts doing that, I could come back and kill it with a rally back. That's why the card like Kangaskhan exists in the deck, because cheeky plays like this could happen because we don't do the most damage with Speed Dive by any means. So when that happens, we can kind of play into those outs. Also, if you're watching this video, remember to drink some water, stay hydrated, my friends. Water is important. And that's game 1 in the books. Now, the game could have played out a lot longer, but it would have ended the same way every single time. So let's get into game 2. Psychic Fighting deck box. I don't think you can fake the typing of your deck box. I'm not entirely sure, though. Unless the deck box metagame is a hello and a heart from our opponent. They probably recognize us if you're watching this video later. Hello and a heart to you as well. They're choosing to go first here. We do get access to a supporter that way. We open double Swablu. Can't complain about that too much. We have a Pokédoll in hand, but the rest of the hand is complete doo-doo garbage. So I'm kind of banking on a top deck here somewhere. If it's fighting Psychic, it might be Dragapult, which is also not great for us because they have the attack Shred. And so Shred just goes through Altaria. But if we get the one with the big Parasol down, he can't Shred through us anymore. So we have to find the one Altaria and get the big Parasol down. I think that's how the interaction works. I could be mistaken. We're about to find out together if that's how it is. If it's not how it is, well, I'm just wrong. I'm sorry. I apologize for inconveniencing everybody here today. He's going to go grab the Dragapult, so it is going to be Dragapult that we are up against. I'd love the top deck of Capture Energy. That'd be super nice. Also, the opening hand is not great, like I said. So we could be put into a situation where he just kills us turn 2, which is not ideal either. We'll lose our gorgeous 12-win streak that I've been building with Altaria. You know the deck is good because I've just been sitting on ladder grinding wins. I was like, let me get a feel for the deck before I can like record some games with it. And I just kept playing and playing and playing and playing. And I just didn't lose. I didn't lose like any games for 12 straight games. Like all the games were like really quick where I set up the double or triple Altaria and my opponents just conceded and wanted to go to the next game. And I was like, wow, this is insane. So let's go ahead and do this. Let's do this. Let's simply just Mallow Lana into the Pokédoll and pass. Because we can't really do anything else. Our hand kind of sucks. Capture Energy's an out. Gourmetize is an out. Marnie's an out. Bird Keeper's an out. There's so many outs in our deck. We just have to find them. That's as simple as that. We do have double Evo Incense, so unless he finds Boss's orders as well as the VMAX, we're okay. If he finds Boss's orders and VMAX, our win condition gets kind of thrown out the window. A Marnie, it's very unfortunate for him to actually have to Marnie, but I will take it every day of the week. I'm not going to complain. I don't want this anymore. I want to go home. Quick Ball comes down. We do have the Gourmetize for the upcoming turn. So I have to hope he doesn't fight a pivot card and knock out my doll, maybe. He's just going to Crobat here. Like, for sure. Like, 100% he's just going to Crobat. He needs to draw cards, yeah. Man. I don't know what this hand is, but it's very uncomfortable for me. I mean, if I find one... Okay, so he's just going to go ahead and do this. Jet Assault's going to knock me out on the active. If he finds the VMAX, he can knock out the active and knock out a Swablu. Which then actually poses a problem because the following turn he can find a Boss's orders, knock out a Swablu, and knock out another Swablu, even though he'll go into Gourmetize, which is actually where the problem is going to start coming in. And then he can come in to me with Shred. So this matchup is like terribly horrendous. It seems like but he does miss the knockout, which is really, really nice for me. Let's go ahead and promote this. I'm just going to Capture Energy anyway and retreat. So there is the Parasol. That is what we're looking for. I'm going to double read this and triple read this. I think that's an effective attack. I'm like pretty sure that's an effective attack. I don't know, but we'll find out. This hand is not doing us any favors. We do have the Twin Energy. We do have the big Parasol. Looks like they're missing the VMAX from their game plan. So we'll see if they can find it. Another switch comes down. So maybe they're just going to switch, and we just watch two switches get burned for no reason. We'll see. We can always be optimistic. Marnie, that's unfortunate. Parasol's going to the bottom of the deck. He could have, or they could have just Jirachi'd again, bench the other Jirachi, switch into the Jirachi, and then Marnie, giving themselves better outs to find pieces that they need. Scoop Up Net VMAX. That's all we're about to see here. So it looks like our opponent's completely online. Let's see if we can actually win this game in some capacity. I'm hoping we can. I'm hoping we can find an out somewhere. It seems very tough. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Because the Snorlax is gonna go down and a Swablu is going to go down this turn. Leaving us with not that much actually to work with. We don't have a support under this card. Munchlax doesn't do anything here. Yeah, I don't really know how we can win this game. We're gonna try our best. And the Parasol is put to the bottom of the deck, so it's not like we can go actively look for that as well. We have a lot of supporters, again, keep that in mind, so we can, I guess, hope here. Hope's Peak Academy. I'm going to throw up the Mew. Force them to play like for a boss, I guess. Oh, Cynthia Caitlin's good here. Let's level ball first, see what we can discard. I want to get another Swablu. I don't think Snack Search is going to do us any good for the rest of the game. Also, by doing that level ball, we reset the top of our deck, giving us better chances to get something we potentially might need. So that's one. We have a Marnie for the follow-up turn. Big Charm here. Powerful Energy here. And just a pass. I'm going to have to give him 2 more prizes here. I actually can't do anything about it. This Mew and Swablu are going to have to go down. Now, this is unfortunately the crux of the deck, though. If there is a deck that has counters or some sort of a counter, the matchup gets very difficult. But the deck does win in a vacuum where, like, most decks don't play answers. So you just set up your Altarias and the game ends on spot. Like against ADP Zacian, if they're not playing an Aegislash, the game could end on spot. Against Pikarom, if they're not playing Electros, for example, or like, so, I don't know what they could be playing. Like, Zapdos, I don't know. Nothing can attack you in Pikarom. Nothing in Pikarom can attack you. Victini VMAX, if they're playing a Heavy Volcanion line, also free. So it's just one of those things where these matchups get increasingly easier as you go, simply. This is active. Oh, he's going to try to attack with Dimension Breach. I see. So this deck plays actually a lot of answers. Unfortunately for me, but he can't play that many Psychics, right? He probably plays 4 Horror, 3 regular Psychic. Maybe Deck Out is a potential option for me that I have to think about. No, he's not close enough to Deck Out. He has to burn a lot of cards. I think I'm too far off Deck Out. He's going to go ahead and put all the damage counters here, I believe. That's the smartest move. No, he's just going to take the knockout. Okay. Okay, so he's going to go down to 2 prize cards. We're on the clock for sure. Now this is the crunch time where we find out. We have to find the Parasol and see if it works like I intended it to. Let's go. Marnie. That's good. That's good. Okay, let's see. Let's see if it works. I'm not entirely sure. No, let's just pass. Let's just pass. See, let's see if Shred works. Okay, this is like, I know you guys are watching the video and you're like, man, Rahul, you should know this interaction because you're a pro player. And I'm like, no, I shouldn't know this interaction because the Big Parasol came out during the pandemic where I've been playing less Pokemon. And honestly, this interaction has just not come into play. Nothing. Perfect. This one's for the good guys. We're going to go ahead and boss up this guy ahead of time and just start putting damage onto it. 100 damage. We take 20 back because of the Horror Energies, which is really annoying. So there's going to be a point where we just stop attacking because of the Horror Energies. But we have to kill this, and we have to kill this. And these are the only 2 threats we have. This is annoying. Oh, he plays Auroras too. What is his energy count? 3 Rapid Strike, 4 Horror? I don't know, man. And a Confusion comes down. I mean, if I can pivot, that'd be super nice. That's good. I'm going to go ahead and Skyla for Cynthia Caitlin, giving us outs to draw cards over 2 turns. No, we don't want to grab anything. And Speed Dive. So we still don't know if Shred works. We're about to find out. He has not used Shred. He just tried to place damage counters on my back. Bird Keeper's nice. Because he's potentially going to boss up and try to stall once again. So if he uses Shred here and it does work, we lose the game. But if he uses Shred and it doesn't work here, we win the game. Bada bing, bada boom, right? Simple. That sucks. That sucks, putting these two here. That means we actually lose if he attacks with me this turn. That actually sucks. That actually really, really sucks. Because now the horror energy is unfortunate. So he's going to continue to max Phantom instead of Shred. I don't think he realizes that he can Shred. I genuinely don't think he realizes he can Shred. We do have the Mallow Lana in the deck, so maybe that does something for us. I'm not going to attack here. It's just going to be a pass. Because I can't afford to take any more damage from the horror energies. But next turn, if he doesn't attack me with Mew this upcoming turn, I can boss the Mew, take out the Mew, save my Parasol. I think he realized he has to come in with Mew now. So I think he's just pivoting. I think placing damage counters isn't effective in attack, so I don't think he can actually attack me with Mew either. Marnie. So a deck out is still very real. I think deck out is my win condition here. I don't think taking prize cards is my win condition. I think we're going to sit here and let him deck out. That's kind of what we have to do. Bird Keeper's not great. I can go Snorlax, Bird Keeper into Snorlax, draw 3 cards, scoop it back up. Switch, attack, Shred. We'll see if it works. It does work. Fuck me. Okay. That's Omega unfortunate. That's Zeta unfortunate. Oh, I meant to go into Snorlax. That's my bad. I don't want to scoop this up because I don't think we have a win condition anymore. I don't think we have a win condition anymore now that he's realized. That's unfortunate, guys. That's super unfortunate. 'Parasol prevents stuff still, so we're going to chill for a sec. If he has boss, it's still loose. So if he has boss, we lose. But we're going to try to confuse him, I guess. I don't know, or paralyze him. Like, keep paralyzed, locking him. 3 switch are gone. So we can keep trying to paralyze lock him, potentially. And also there's a chance he's used all of his energies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... He's attaching still. Scrapper. That's fine. I mean, Shred just kills. One, two, one. He's got to play more Aurora Energy. But we're going to go ahead and do what we can. I'm just going to have to do what I can. And I have to hope he doesn't have energy left. I'm going to have to hope either there's an energy prized or he plays only 2 psychic energies basic. This energy count is already really weird because usually these kinds of decks play 4 rapid strike energy, 4 horror, and maybe 3 aurora. Or something along those lines. But we've already seen the 4 horror. There's the switch. That's unfortunate. That's the 4th and final switch, and that is the game. So we do lose that. We lose our win streak. Let's go into a little bit of discussion about how the game works. When you have matchup that there's no ounce counters, anything like that to you, you kind of just sweep through the game, and it's super, super easy. And realistically, there's like not that much effort you have to put into win games with this deck. It doesn't require that much thought. It's kind of just like a free win on ladder type of deal. and like a free win in tournaments sometimes as well. But in an open deckless format, you do know if your opponents have outs or not, so you can concede and move to the next. In like a best of 1 format, the deck is doing really well in the Chill TCG tournament right now as we speak. But if they have an out, it does get really difficult. Our opponent did have to work really, really hard for those wins at the very end. Anyway, he came down to like 5 cards in deck and basically like his last switch and potentially his last energy card. So we did still make him work really, really hard for that win. Big Parasol did kind of put in weight with the damage counters on the bench, but yeah, it is what it is. I'm not too pressed about that loss in the second game, but hopefully you guys kind of understood some of the options the deck brings to the table, how linear it is, but also how powerful it is when your opponents don't have answers to it. And until Wednesday, maybe you guys can play around with it a little bit more. Let me know in the comments below what kind of like videos you want to see, legacy, expanded, standard, format wise. We have another month until Chilling Reign, so we're going to vibe out for now. Gameplay battles, all that kind of stuff. I'm going to try to get some more content out there as we're going. TikTok is doing good. Twitch, I'll be live, back with Pokemon content soon. I've been playing Pokemon Snap on there, so just a little bit more chill vibes. So until next time, or Wednesday, I guess, keep on keeping on, guys, and have a good rest of your week.